Hi guys, I'm Minal.
I'm Kairui.
And I'm Eva.
And as you saw in today's headline, we're going to be discussing a topic that might be front of mind for all of you: how to bag a Hoko date.
With the Hoko dance approaching, you're probably thinking about who's going to be standing next to you in your Hoko post.
Not to mention, having someone now would mean you can go on cute fall-themed dates later in the year.
So without further ado, let's move on to the questions, where we'll give you our personal takes on how to approach the date selection process.
By the way, before we get started, you don't need a Hoko date to have fun. Homecoming is about uniting as a school and having fun one night with your friends, and a date is just something extra.
With that said though, let's get this going.
1. How do you measure compatibility? So I think that since you're going to be with them for 3 to 4 hours, you're going to have talked to them at least over text for a pretty long time beforehand. You don't want Hoko to be the first time you meet them, since you don't know where your dynamic's going to be and you're not sure if it's just going to ruin your night.
Yeah, and kind of building on that, make sure that you're meeting in person. Talking over text is very different than actually spending time with them in person, so making sure that you're spending some time together and actually seeing each other in real life is pretty important.
The most important part of finding a person to build a relationship with is finding the friendship first. So if you're comfortable with them, if they're interested in you, they care for you, and if you have that shared bond, you know that they're going to be a good person, not only for a relationship, but if you want them as a Hoko date.
Especially because at Hoko, you're going to be with your friends and your date. You have to make sure that they can actually get along, or you have some kind of plan on who you're going to spend time with, or else it's just going to get awkward.
And as a bottom line, don't bring someone just for the picture, because if they're your Hoko date, you're also their Hoko date, and you don't want to ruin their experience.
I'm about to drop bars right now. It's about the memories you make, not the pictures you take.
2. How do you gauge your interest?
Talking to them on text a lot, the basic things apply. If they're responding really slow, or if you guys aren't talking about much, then this is probably a good sign that you guys just won't be able to spend 3 to 4 hours together and make it fun.
A general rule is over text messages, people don't really play games. The way they respond is a good comparison to how interested they are in you. If they're not responding fast, if they're leaving you unread, they're not interested. That's just the hard truth, but it is what it is, right? If they respond fast, if they show genuine interest in what you talk about, maybe that is a good sign. Maybe you should consider asking that.
3. Where should you look?
I think it's really important to go to a place where there's going to be a lot of people, football games, school events, and even if you want to meet people outside of school, just friends parties where there'll be a lot of people that you don't know yet.
Putting yourself out there is the most important part, and if you go to it with confidence, okay, I'm gonna find someone here, and if you do, and if you mesh well, maybe that could turn into something, but you have to approach it with this confidence and composure and interest.
Yeah, I agree, because at the end of the day, if you're the one that wants a Hoko date, you have to be the one to make moves and make it happen. Hoko dates aren't just going to come to you and happen naturally. You have to actually put an effort.
Definitely, nothing falls straight into your hands. There's always work for it, and there's always work you can do to bag a Hoko date, which is why you're watching this video right now.
Yeah. Okay, but at the same time, if it feels like work to talk to them, at Hoko, it's gonna feel like work to talk to them. So even if you're desperate, maybe you don't want that person as your Hoko date.
4. How do you know they're the one?
To quote Lana Del Rey, if you know, you know. When you know you like somebody, you know. There's no ifs or buts, it's just a you know situation.
Yeah, I agree. There are going to be some signs, if you're just living your life, going through your day, there's going to be some moments where you think, oh, I want to tell them about this, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with them. And it's just these small moments that, as Minal said, are going to make you know if you actually want to pursue something further with them.
I think the person you choose is a comfort person, kind of a peace person in your life, right? You just want to tell them everything, be around them, and that boils down to the friendship you build with them. And I think that's really important.
5. Should you drop hints? How?
I think that dropping hints about Hoko is really important, because some people are just very dense and they don't understand things, so you really need to drop hints.
I think that while you do need to bring up Hoko, it shouldn't feel like you're forcing all these hints or you're forcing just trying to flirt, because at the end of the day, it should be something natural.
My opinion, you should flirt till you drop it. You want to have this fun, exciting, kind of thrilling relationship with them. And if you're not putting out hints, flirting, doing anything that makes it a little more playful, it may seem like the relationship itself is boring. So you have to be putting an effort to distinguish friendship and not one.
Yeah, I agree. Because the more you do that, it's not gonna feel like you're trying to force anything.
Don't just be out of the blue dropping pickup lines. I don't think that's gonna help you very much.
Yeah.
definitely have like situational awareness when you like
Yeah.
drop your pickup line.
6. How do you ask them?
I think that you should be very clear about your intentions. You should definitely drop the words Hoko or like homecoming verbatim so that they know that you're actually asking them to a physical event and you're not just saying you like them or something, which is super vague. If you guys have already been getting really close over text, I think asking over call or over text is fine.
I feel that a poster is very necessary. Like, I think that putting the effort to make a poster, maybe bringing flowers, just shows like how much you care about them and that you're like willing to put in effort like for that person.
I don't agree with Carrie in the fact that you should be asking over messages. I don't think you necessarily need a poster. The ask has to come with like meaning. And I just feel like that like it's all about the intention you have behind. You want them to like feel special in that moment.
If you ask someone over text, like it took you maybe like 3 seconds to type out that text, like, hey, Hoko, that had no thought behind it.
If you physically can't like see them in person, like call them at the bare minimum, but do not ever text like someone asking them out. That's like terrible.
Yeah.
Wait, not even if you guys are like super close and like Hoko's basically understood.
No. Like, because you want them to feel special.
Yeah. You should still like show that you're still making efforts, or else
That's
like
true.
you just don't care anymore.
That's what keeps like the romance afloat,
Aw.
apparently.
7. What if they say no?
Let's say you do ask this person out and they hit you with a big fat no. How do you deal with rejection?
First of all, don't take it personally. There could be a whole variety of reasons why they're saying no. Maybe it's because they can't make it. But also, if they genuinely like don't want to go with you, like you should take that. Don't keep being delulu.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have respect here. As hard as it is to ask someone to Hoko, it's also really hard to turn someone down because you know, just as a human, that you're probably ruining the day. So I think you should keep that in mind and just respect your decision.
In my opinion, this is kind of a hot take, but rinse and repeat. Just find another, ask another. There are other people in the world.
Yeah.
There are more fish in the sea.
But also, if you've spent so much time trying to build a relationship with this person, it doesn't necessarily need to like die. Like you can still be friends.
It's really awkward if you just like stop talking to this person like after you ask them out.
I think you should circle back to the first question that we asked. Do you want a Hoko date at all? If you actually just wanted a Hoko date, then sure, I think Minal's advice will make a little more sense. But if you're just trying to get a relationship, you should really ask yourself, are you ready to move on before you do so?
And those are our tips on how to bag a Hoko date.
When we hope to see you and your +1 at Hoko. See you guys.
Stay proud.